Two.
Hey everybody, we are live here in Santa Monica for the product training webinar with Insanity Max 30.
Yes, yes.
Okay, come on you guys back there, everybody helping out.
Hello, holler from the studio audience.
Little holler. Okay, we've got a lot of information for you with this anticipated program, so you want to stick around. Also want to let you know that you can ask questions on YouTube. We have a fearless team of people that are answering questions, and let's just give it up for the marketing team, the brand leadership, for everybody that works hard to get these programs out. We've got Susie Eastman, we've got Keith Queen, we've got Haley Shoemaker, everybody is here. We've got Keith Harris too. We've got a lot of people here that are going to make this a very special event today. So stick around, and you know what? We've got Thanksgiving is coming up shortly, and we have a whole lot to be thankful for. Like, for instance, this guy sitting over here on my right.
Well, I'm thankful for you, Sandy.
Oh, Shaun, we go back a long way.
Yes.
And I wanted to do a little introduction of you, Shaun, because if anybody was born yesterday, which, you know, some of our young coaches were born yesterday, they may not know your achievements and your body of work. And yes, there's a double entendre there. Anyway, Shaun Thompson, born in New York? Jersey, okay. You went to school in Jersey, right? Rowan University.
Yes.
You got sports science degree. In 2007, this is when Shaun T flipped the fitness industry upside down and created a dance-based workout, hip hop abs. And that did all right, you know, that worked out for people. 2008, Rockin' Body, as well as Shaun T's Fit Kids Club and Get Real with Shaun T, which was focused on addressing childhood obesity. He's appeared on talk shows, news shows. You've worked with Nike. You've worked with the Lakers. Let's talk about that later. And 2009, we launched the first series of insanely challenging workouts, Insanity, then Insanity the Asylum, then in 2013, Focus T25, and here we are today launching Insanity Max 30. So I'm seeing a pattern here that you are constantly outdoing yourself, out-challenging yourself, and challenging everybody out there. And I just want to know, why did you create a crazier program than we thought Asylum was?
Well, okay, so first I'll say Thompson. I want to go back to my name.
Yeah.
So Shaun Thompson. I'm now Shaun Blocker because, you know, I got married.
Yes,
so
congratulations.
The T is for Thompson, because a lot of people are like, where's the T come from? So
Yeah,
that was
good
Thompson.
point.
But, okay.
But there's nothing blocking you now.
There's nothing blocking me now. Only Sandy's beauty.
Oh.
That's the only thing that's blocking me now.
All right, let's go.
All right, focus.
Let's do
Focus
this.
on the workout.
Okay.
You know, it's so interesting because actually Insanity Max 30 is not crazier than Insanity the Asylum.
Okay.
It's a little crazier than Insanity because I basically took what you know as max interval circuit or max interval plyo and tried to put it all into 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's more about, I took what I learned from Insanity and what people wanted from Insanity. Number one, there were a lot of people out there who worked out to Insanity and they had to modify, but there was no modifier in there. So, and then we did T25, which it did have a modifier, but the camera moved down around a lot. So now we have the option where people can see the modifier the entire time, and it's, you know, Shaun T, the craziest workout ever. So that was number one. The other thing we did with Insanity Max 30, you know, in Insanity we had cardio power and resistance, we had plyometric cardio circuit, we had pure cardio, we had all of these moves that kind of, it was cross-training like every day, even though we kind of focused on different types of training, which is plyometrics and strength and so on and so forth. But with Insanity Max 30, we brought in the Tabata style training, specifically for the power and strength workout. So they're specific. So now when I say there's no weights or equipment, your body is your equipment, those days where you're focusing on strength and power and building muscle, it's literally, that's what you're focused on for that day. You're not focused on, you know, just digging deep as far as the cardiovascular, you know, system goes. So we had that, and so it's all 30 minutes, and it's cool.
Well, we're going to get to what maxing out means, but you mentioned Tabata. Can you explain what Tabata is, or that style?
Yeah, so Tabata style is kind of like HIIT training. It's like, well, the normal Tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 rounds. But what I did in month 1 of Insanity Max 30, I did 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 rounds. However, what I did was drop sets with your own body. So where you started with a higher intensity push-up, and each time you go through two different reps of that, not reps, I don't know what I mean, but you would do like a certain kind of push-up twice, and then the next push-up you do would be maybe on your knees, and everything got a little bit easier in the movement, but because you were, you know, maxing out your muscle, you were able to finish it a little better because the movement got easier. Because I wanted people to be able to finish the movement, but still have the muscle working, which is how you build strength. So what I did in month 2, I did a little extra Shaun T style, and it's 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 6 rounds of hell.
But you say you don't want to kill us. You just want to make us stronger.
I don't want to kill you. I just, look at you.
I listen. All right, so we've been hearing a lot about maxing out, okay? So that is the name of the program, and I think people want to know what the ultimate goal is. Is it to hit 30 minutes in this program, or what is the maxing out concept?
You know, I think generally speaking, people want to reach 30 minutes without stopping. I don't think I will ever be able to do that. Like, I just finished day 17. I'm doing Insanity Max 30 because one of the things I wanted to do is put myself in your position so that when we release it, I can talk about it from a user experience. But, you know, it's not really about making it to 30 minutes. It's about going as hard as you can go and pushing yourself so that when you have to take a break, you can celebrate that break and say, you know what, I worked out really hard for these 5 minutes or these 7 minutes, and then afterwards you take your break, you write your time down, you come back, and you completely start to focus and say, okay, now I'm going to focus on just making myself stronger. The other thing that is different with Insanity and Insanity Max 30 is we had a fit test every 2 weeks in Insanity, but instead of like saying, okay, you have to do a fit test and then your workout in Insanity Max 30, every day's a fit test. The week before, look at the workout, the last time you did the workout, if you got 5 minutes, you know you're getting stronger because you got 5 minutes and 15 seconds, or maybe you made it to 7 minutes. Like for me, in the Workout Friday fight, the first week, or maybe the week before, I got 18 minutes, and I was like, wait, no, this is third week. So yeah, the first time I got 18 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm like, there's no way I'll ever be able to get beyond 18 minutes. And last Friday, I got to 21 minutes and 40 seconds. And that's just a testament to like the workout program, the strength workouts, the Tabata workouts, so it really works. Where you don't think you'll be able to get 1 minute longer next week, if you work hard and you focus and your form is right, you will.
I like the concept that it's like there's no shaming in stopping, at 6 minutes or 8 minutes. It's just, that's your personal best at that moment. So the next day, just pushing it harder is just increasing your personal best.
Yeah, one of the main questions I get, and we get, I think as fitness professionals and as a company for Beachbody, is like, what happens when I hit a plateau? Well, I'll tell people to look at it like this. When would you literally hit a plateau in activity? And that is if you're climbing a mountain, right? But if you hit a plateau, that means you've succeeded, you've hiked 2,000 feet. So now you hit your first plateau. So I think people should celebrate the fact that, look, I went that hard, I hit a plateau, and now I'm on a flat land and I can have a new beginning. And look at that plateau as a positive thing, because if you work so hard to get to a plateau, you should be celebrating your success and say, okay, now it's time for me to work harder, go further, use my core, eat better to actually enhance, to get to the next plateau. The breaks of plateaus is amazing. I think people should celebrate them.
So, what's different about this? What is different about this program? And also, I want to ask, who is it for? I mean, I know we're going to get a lot of questions if, people with injuries or people that are not cardio or they're cardio challenged. So, two questions there.
Yeah. So, what's different about this program is just the way that I designed the movements. Like, I didn't just say, hey, let's work out for 30 minutes. Like, it's really when, like, you'll notice in the workouts, you're on the floor and you go up, you go down and you go up, and you go down, you go up. So that when you're restarting a move, even though you feel like you've maxed out somewhere, it's like, oh my God, like I just changed the move and now I feel a little bit fresher. Your heart rate will still be high, but the muscle group that you're working is different. The other thing that's different about it is that, the intervals are different. Whereas in Insanity, it was 4 moves, 30 seconds. You get a 30-second break after the 4 moves, which now in Insanity Max 30 is 3 moves, 30 seconds each, 3 rounds. So each circuit is 4.5 minutes instead of 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you do a little bit more, you do it a little bit harder, a little bit longer. And last but not least, when you move on to month 2, you do the 4.5 minutes plus you have a power move, so it's a 5.5 minute round, and then you take your first break. And what's amazing about that is, for me, and about this program is I really wanted to focus on your recovery time, because if anyone out there has tried Insanity and you go back to the first day you ever did Insanity, the 30 seconds felt like 2 seconds because you actually get up off the floor at second 28 and then you're trying to get some water and start the next round. But with this, I'm telling you, your recovery time, so for people out there, I create programs for people to not only be successful in their house, but if they go out and they run, or if you ski, or if you play basketball, if you play tennis, these things is to enhance other parts of your life. And the other thing that I know a lot of people instill positivity and so on and so forth, but for me, I create programs not just to get you a six-pack, but for you to be really connect to yourself and for you to be self-motivated beyond the 60 days. Because for me, none of this, if your body changes, so what? If you stop, if you don't have fitness as a lifestyle, it's not going to continue. So for me, when you're in a push-up, when you have no weights, no equipment, and you're in that push-up position and you got one more to do, you're able to push yourself up off the floor with amazing form, you can literally, at the end of that workout, you can pat yourself on the back and be like, I did that. I didn't have a dumbbell. And the entire time, even though Shaun T, yes, I speak in third person, even though Shaun T's on the screen motivating you to go further, at the end of the day, you did it. And so, it just goes beyond the exercise. And I think people, they gain a sense of empowerment with self, that they're like, I can't believe that I did that. I can't believe that I made it 30 minutes. Or I can't believe that I went 1 minute longer today. So
would you
that's
say
exciting.
that it's more of a mental challenge than a physical one? I mean, would you say that a mindset is really key here?
I personally would say that it's 100% mind, because your body is only going to do what your body can do. We all have a beginning point. If the first day that I ever worked out when I was on my weight loss journey, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I would get today. But if you think about it, it's not about that. It's about how far you can go today. And me and you could be totally different fitness levels, and not comparing ourselves to each other. But if this is day 1 and you get 5 reps in that 30 seconds, I've done this, for the last 16 years. Maybe I'll get 30 reps in that 30 seconds. But if I'm working and I'm maxing out as hard as I can, we both can look at each other and be like, oh my goodness, that's really hard. So it doesn't discriminate, it's for everyone that wants to try and take their body, once again, to peak physical condition.
Okay, I've maxed out just listening to this.
You can't max out. We have a little bit of time left, Sandy.
All right, we talked about what's different with this program. We're going to get to the modifier in just 1 second, but does it inspire you when you're creating a new workout and you've just come up with a cool new move? I mean, is that inspirational to you? Because don't you think that all the moves have already been taken? Everybody's done everything. So
yeah,
what does it mean for you to come up with a new move?
Well, it's exciting for me because what I do is I literally lock me and some of my fitness friends into a room, or people who may even not be as fit as us. I'd like to get a lot of people and I bring them in and out. But it's really fun to come up with new moves because, there's, the fitness industry is saturated with so many squats you can do. Right. And of course you need that for different, muscle gain and, endurance, and, your legs are the biggest muscle group and it helps you burn more calories, so on and so forth. But when you come up with a different move or a different variation of a move, it's exciting because you're like, oh, it feels different, and you just it just takes on a different, it just helps your body in a different way, and you use different muscle groups, so it's really fun.
Okay. Do you want to show a couple of moves?
Yeah, so I want to show a move, and this move, believe it or not, was I say it was a present to me by Danielle Katz, who
Okay.
is going to be on here later
I think
today.
she's, Danielle, are you there?
I don't know if she's there yet.
I am here.
Oh, there she is. So, okay, so I got
What's up?
What's up? So, this move, we were in my gym at my house,
Okay.
and Danielle did this move, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no way. And then we tried it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I really like this move. So she actually made up this move because, you know, I love suicide jumps, or what people know as burpees,
Yeah.
and I love working my legs. So Danielle's really good at taking my ideas and implementing them into something. So the
Very
burpee
cool.
lunge is one of my favorites. And what is another one of my favorites? Remember, I have so many moves here. Oh, the rope climb.
Are you there, Danielle?
Yeah, she's there.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I think the rope climb is another one of my favorite moves, which is an ab move.
Okay.
Okay?
You
want me to
don't need a
demonstrate
rope?
it? No, I don't need a rope.
Okay.
You want me to demonstrate?
I would love that.
Okay, I'm gonna just
Camera, okay.
so I can, so
Sure.
you guys can see me. All right. So the burpee lunge, I'll go here so you can see me. So the burpee lunge is basically your feet are together, you go down, and you go into your burpee. But when you come back up, your feet come in, and you go right into a lunge right
Nice.
away. And then you go down. So you just hit a burpee lunge, just like this. I love this move because it's fun, and it's really hard at the end of a workout. The other move that I love is, I'll come this way.
Yeah.
It's called the rope climb. And so what it is like you act like there's a rope right here, and you pull yourself up in the rope, and then you
Nice.
round down so that you can
Very nice.
engage your core, and you round, climb it, and then you round down. And then so, which I haven't made up this move yet, but another way I can actually enhance that move, maybe in another round of insanity,
Oh,
is to take the feet off the ground.
hey, you saw it
Pull
here
yourself
first,
up.
everybody.
And
All
just
right.
with 3 reps, I'm tired.
Very cool.
It was the burpee lunge that did it.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
usually
Danielle.
what does it for me too. So we have Danielle on the line, and let's talk a little bit about the modifier. Now, Danielle and Scott are also modifiers in
Yes.
the workout program, and for those of you that you haven't seen the program yet, this is a very cool feature. And I want to bring on Danielle Katz. She's one of our coaches. She's a 9-star diamond coach. She was just recently on the National Wake Up Call, and she's been in a lot of your videos, good friend of yours. And Danielle, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it was like shooting the modifier piece, and how important it is for coaches to talk about it.
Yeah, so, when it came to thought about me being the modifier, there was a worry like, oh, you're so fit. Fit people can't be the modifier. And that is so far from the truth. I got fitter while modifying during this program. And so the first thing I want people to understand is that modifying is not a disease. Modifying is not gender specific. It's not age specific. Anybody can modify. All that modifying means is that that's what your body needs at that given moment to get through the workout. So for me, modifying gave me the ability to focus on my range of motion and really, slow down and have focus and control instead of worrying about speed. Speed can be amazing, but so can just slowing down and having control. So, one of the great things about having a modifier in this program is that you don't just have to pitch that to maybe someone who never tried insanity before because they were scared of jumping. Certainly that is an absolute, thing that you can pitch to people, that you can take out the impact and, remove all the jumping. But you can also just pitch this as, if you need to start a little bit slower, or maybe you are newer to working out and you are not quite strong enough yet to do a push-up on your toes, that there's going to be somebody in this program who is still going to have intensity in their workout, but they're going to take it to their knees and get good range of motion. And by having someone like Scott, too, who is a strong male modify, and you see him sweating, and you see him really getting an amazing workout, what this does is it gives people the opportunity to say that, yes, anybody truly can do this workout. There is no reason that somebody cannot begin Insanity Max 30. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Modifying does not have to mean less intensity. It can, but in our case, it doesn't. It just means that we took out the impact, we took it to our knees if we needed to, we did what we needed to do for our body to be able to get through the movement, but still have an effective workout. So during
Danielle, what does it mean to work to max out if you're following the modifier? And I can ask this of you as well.
You can ask her because I think it's fun to
Okay.
hear.
What does it mean
Yeah.
to max out?
So we weren't sure when it came time to like do the filming, like would I max out or not? And the answer is yes, I absolutely maxed out because it's the whole idea of maxing out is pushing to your maximum potential. It has nothing to do with how high you jump. It has nothing to do with how low you go into your push-up. It is, are you pushing yourself to your absolute maximum output until you need to take an unrecognized break, a break that he hasn't given you. And so when you are modifying, if you are really focused on control and form and range of motion, you are absolutely going to max out. And you will see both Scott and I do that in the program.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Danielle, for lending your insight to the workout program. And Shaun, did you want to add anything more about the modifier?
Oh, no, I mean, Danielle's, she lived it. So, there's nothing more I can say from the experience of it, even though, going through the process right now, at one point I tweaked my calf muscle a couple months ago, so sometimes it acts a little crazy. And so I do have to modify, and something like power knees or, squat kicks, like you think that just because you're not going into that power squat position or that plyo position, I'm like, but you are. Like, you still are like, oh my goodness, like I'm still burning. And the thing that's amazing about modifying, and I tell anybody to try it out once in a while, is like Danielle was saying, like the control that you can have over your body is amazing. And then you can even, I would say, modify a couple of reps so you can see what the range of motion is, and then go back to the high impact. And then that way you're like, okay, am I getting low enough? I think I always say that range of motion equals better. The bigger the range of motion, the bigger the results. So, you can max out. I go a little longer when I modify maxing out just because for some reason, like I love the slow and control. I think I still haven't made it through an entire workout by modifying. I still maxed out at like 26 minutes and I was so mad. I was like, oh my God, I'm modifying. I shouldn't max out. And then I'm like, oh, Danielle was right. Like it's really hard. So, but coming from just the trainer perspective, I don't want people to feel discouraged. If you're working out in a group of people, if you're at a fit club, or even if you're home by yourself and you're posting your results and you're talking about maxing out, or tell your people, like, they should celebrate the fact that they're doing a modification because they're doing something and it's still a hard workout and they're still going to get results. So that's how I take them. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Danielle. And I asked
You're
earlier.
welcome.
I asked earlier about who is this program for. You just mentioned a little bit about people, if you suffer from an injury or anything like that, is to go back and forth with the modifier. So can a beginner start with Insanity Max 30?
Absolutely. A beginner can start with Insanity Max 30 as long as this wants to do it. Because it's not for a person who's lazy. It's not for a person who makes excuses. It's only for the person that wants to take their body to peak physical condition. I've been saying this since 2009 when first Insanity came out. But all of that's here because I don't get mad at someone if they only get one rep. I get mad when someone says they can't do it because you can do it. And I'm your biggest fan. Like, some people think their husband or their wife or their best friend is like, oh, no, Shaun T's your biggest fan because you know what? I know, yes, I speak in third person again, but because I know you can do it. And you can tell the people out there that want to try Insanity Max 30, like, sometimes, like, what's really good is to find your focus before you work out. So when I'm working out with a group of people, I say, all right, they write their name on a board or wherever, and I'm like, under your name, what's your focus for the day? Some people say form, some people say endurance. And a lot of times mine is to focus on what Shaun T says. And I always laugh when I say that, but as a trainer, my whole point when I'm teaching through these videos, through these exercise videos, is, okay, like, I'm thinking of the person who might be their first day, their last day, the person that needs to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, or the person who has one more pound to lose. And sometimes I say, I really need to listen to Shaun T because, like, I'm like, wow, like, he's so inspiring. And I know people can, like, I laugh at it because it sounds funny, but, like, I'm like, I watch it and I get so excited because I really feel that I want people to succeed, and I really do, so.
Okay, so he does spend time in the mirror talking to himself, but I want to get to what's in the kit because he's going to talk about the flexible eating plan a little bit more, how important nutrition is. So the kit comes out, the whole product launches December 2nd. Here's a picture of the whole kit in the base kit. It's all about the base kit, right? So it's $119.85. It comes with 12 workouts on 10 DVDs. You've got nutrition to the max guide, no time to cook guide, wall calendar, max out guide. I don't see any equipment there. Is there a need for any equipment in just yourself? Okay.
Nope.
And okay, so let's talk about how this program has been created. There's a month 1 and a month 2. So it's a 60-day program of 30-day workouts.
Correct.
So in month 1, there's 5 discs. And I got a little sneak peek of sweat intervals. And I'll tell you, there's a girl in there that I got a sneak peek. Yeah. And I got as far as, a minute, I think. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Hey, don't shame me, okay?
No, but I knew you were joking. That's why I'm laughing.
No, I got further than I thought. I was very happy with that. But there was a girl in there who said, she was like dying. She's like walking out of there. And you said to her, are you going to do any more? And she goes, I can't do one more, so I'm going to do 3. And I just thought
Melissa.
that was so powerful because just when you think you can't do any more, just go that extra mile. Don't lay back. Don't
Right.
give up. It's there. That's where you push yourself. That's where the transformation comes.
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny because every time I do sweat intervals, it was Melissa actually. It's like, if you
Okay.
can't do one more, you do 3.
Yeah.
I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
I was like, I love that.
I
But
know.
it's not even about maybe possibly executing that last 3 or the 3 more. It's about, again, it's about the mental. It's like saying to yourself, I can do this. The minute you say, I can do it, even if you have to take a break at that second, you'll jump back into it better because you're mentally stronger and you're mentally there to say, I'm going to continue. But can we go back to the month 1 so I can
Yeah, let's go
explain
back to
what each
if
workout
there's a
is?
few.
Yeah.
If you want to go through these.
So cardio challenge, what's amazing about cardio challenge is it's your first workout and you kind of use it as your guide, your first fit test, if you will, because
Okay.
even though everything's a fit test, it's just kind of like your first one. It's all cardio. It's that 4.5 minute interval with that 30-second rest, and you do that a few times. Sweat, and then you go. Well, sweat intervals is another cardio type. I mean, it is like you're sweating. Like I designed it so that you sweat more than you ever sweat in your life, with the same interval training, which is that 4.5 minutes on, 30-second break.
Okay.
Then you have Tabata Power, which is some plyometrics, and then what happens is the plyometrics start from plyometrics, and then it comes down to where you're not jumping, but it's it's to generate power, even power in your push-up movements, or even power from the core. It has like a really ridiculous ab block in there. I think one of the coaches, one of our successful coaches, Melissa McAllister, in our Max 30 test group coach page,
Yeah.
she said something like, oh, I'm humbled by the abs section. And she has amazing abs. And I'm like, me too, it's so hard. I don't know what Shaun was thinking. But then you have Tabata Power, and then you have Friday Fight, which is
Okay.
a nightmare.
Okay.
That's all
Friday
I
fight.
can say.
All right, and so this is a 5-day-a-week program, so a couple days of rest in month 1.
Yeah, so we also have a workout in there called Pulse that it's, you can do it on Saturday. It's optional. It's more to focus on balance and form. And some people ask, is it like recovery? No, not really. You just don't jump. It's kind of like you kind of go into a modifier format, but even the modifier also, it's kind of like we become one cohesive unit, and you kind of focus on your core, you focus on your balance, you focus on your form. It's called Pulse, and there's a
And
lot
you
of
become
pulsing.
one with Shanti?
You become one with Shaun.
Okay, so that is no rest in this one, no rest really. Is it like an
No.
ab shred? Do you get some shredded abs from that one?
From that one, I mean, everything, Shaun T's all about the core, so.
All right, let's go to month 2. So what differentiates month 2? Is this longer workouts or harder or?
So all the workouts are the same. They're all 30
Same,
minutes.
30.
I just added some extra things in there. So max out cardio and max out sweat. You have power moves at the end of your 4.5 minute block. So it takes you from 4.5 minutes to 5.5 minutes. And then you get your break. The first day of month 2, you're going to feel like kind of like the first day of month 1. But after a week, you'll be fine. You'll be focused in there. The Tabata workouts, max out strength and max out power, are 45 seconds on, 15-second rest. You got 6 rounds in that. And then at the end, there's always like a little extra. And then Friday Fight round 2 is basically just Friday Fight round 2. There's an exercise in these DVDs called Iron Legs. And by the end of, and I'll tell you a little funny story. In Friday Fight round 2, you'll see in the DVDs, I think it was Friday Fight round 2, where you see people literally, we talked about trying to get past 6 minutes in this workout, because what happens is you have iron legs, I think from minute 5 to 6 or something like that, or minute, something like that, but then everyone makes it past iron legs, but they can't do the side-to-side floor hops because it is, like, you exhaust yourself.
So then it turns to jello legs.
Yeah, so I challenge people that by week 3 to try to get to minute 7.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the coach exclusive workout. It's called Sweat Fest, and from what I'm told, it's kind of like a old school Insanity 30-minute workout. This is, you get this only when you buy from a coach. So
yeah.
It says dig deep.
Yeah, so Sweat Fest is cool. So I'll tell you, the thing with Sweat Fest, and I don't really pat myself on the back, however, I have to tell you a little story about how Sweat Fest came about. So we were filming the very last Insanity infomercial that we filmed. We did this workout. We had it was like a lot of people and coaches or whatever come and do this workout. And so normally when I do a workout for an infomercial, I just kind of go around, I stop and I start, and I'm gonna make sure that the camera's where it needs to be. But this particular workout, I didn't stop. I felt like I directed the cameras to come to me, and I did like a full 30-minute workout, and it just happened to work out that we were able to cut it and use it. So it's really cool. You'll see some old Insanity cast members in there, like Tanya's in there, and then you'll see some Asylum people, like there's Jeff in there, and then you might see some coach people that you know. But it was a really cool experience that we did in New York.
It's very cool. It's kind of like a Disney movie, how they show a movie and then they put like little things from past movies. So
and it's set up like the old Insanity. It's the 4 moves, 30 seconds each, and so on and so forth.
let's go to the calendars. I wanted to ask you a question about why it's so important to track your progress and track your max out time. And also you just mentioned that you had people writing on the board their focus for the day. That's kind of a clever thing to do on these calendars.
Yeah, so the calendar is really important. I mean, obviously, psychologically, as you start to see your calendar getting X'd off, you feel yourself getting closer to the end and you feel yourself progressing more. But also, the way the workouts are set up is that when you write your max out time and it's directly under it is the same workout. So each week you can see, how far I went, how far did I go, how far did I go, did I go a minute longer? And when you go to do that workout for that day, you can be like, okay, I did 7.5 minutes last week, and like even if you do 7 minutes and 31 seconds, it's great because it's pushing yourself to
Progress.
the next. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Nutrition guide. So in most kits, or every kit has a meal plan or nutrition guide, but this one I hear from the test group that it is just incredible. And there's flexible eating and there's portion control. Now you're big on that, right? You're big on staying healthy, watching your portions. So, do you want to say anything about this? Or?
Well, so for me, I just want to talk about the portion control. I mean, there's so many different nutrition plans and diets and so on and so forth. But what makes it special is that portion control is amazing. And what most people think, they think portion control, some people think it's immediately a negative thing, like, oh, you can't eat that much. And it's like, no, actually what portion control is like, managing your eating so that you can eat again sooner. Because the majority of people, I'm going to literally say the majority of people in this world, I mean, we're all busy people, and you probably find yourself some days just not eating because you're working and you're busy. But when you get into the portion control, your body's going to be like, no, like I'm hungry. Your stomach's going to growl. And so that's what I try to put is like portion control, have the right different fats and proteins and carbohydrates. And it just really just makes you feel better because you can stay on track longer. So you never have to guess how much to eat. You'll know how much to eat and when to eat.
Let's show a picture of the Deluxe Kit because those of you that purchased the Deluxe Kit, here are the prices, and it comes with those cute little containers to help you manage your portions. And it also comes with the Ab
Does it?
Maximizer Plus, the Core Comfort Mat, 3 more workouts. And so that's cool that those come with it. And
So it's max out abs. I can't see that. I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Max out 15, max out abs, and max out 360 abs. Oh, so let me talk about those. So max out abs is like 15 minutes of. It's cool because what's happening is, like, so if I'm doing like a speed knee movement, I'll come here. So if I'm doing like a speed knee, you get down on the floor and you do a speed knee on the floor. If I'm doing, genie tuck jumps, I'm not jumping right now, but both knees come up on genie tuck jumps, you do it on the floor. Or if you do switch kick punch, you go on the floor and do it on the floor. So it's actually really cool. It's like, because a lot of times people don't know what I mean when I say use your abs even when you're standing, but with this, you go up and down so you can work the two. And then max out at 360 abs is like the front of your core, the back of your core, and your obliques. And I think Ab Attack, is Ab Attack in there?
That's the base.
Yeah,
in the base.
Ab Attack's in the base. We didn't talk about Ab
Yeah.
Attack. I didn't talk.
Hip pulse, we missed that one.
Yeah.
Come back.
So
Okay.
Ab Attack, which is in the base kit, which we didn't talk about, is a 10-minute ab workout that you do after. I think on the calendar at one point it has you do it after cardio challenge,
in the first one.
and I can't make it 2 minutes without taking a break. Like, it is terrible, but it's amazing.
all right, so product toolkit. So let me just do a few coaching, housekeeping things. If we go to the next slide, if you go to your Coach Online office, there is a toolkit for every single product. And now at launch, December 2nd, this will go live. You will have all the tools you need to educate yourself on this product, to talk about this product. We've got talking points, we've got FAQs, email templates, sample social media posts. You want to get going on this now. You want to start talking about it, get challenge groups formed, because once you get this program, you want to advertise it to everybody out there. Facebook badge, promo video, challenge group guides. So check it out. Right now you could check out product toolkits for other programs, but at launch, these will all go live. Shaun, I had a question for you. You've been working with the test group for the last 3 weeks, the test group of some coaches out there. How inspiring is it for you to see that the product works, that it's working, and that your heart and soul, it's like coming to fruition?
No, I mean, it's really awesome, and it's awesome to do it with them. I'm trying to not be too like Shaun T, the trainer, and I'm trying to put myself in there with them. And there's people like Julie Voris, who's an Insanity, master trainer, and Angie Green, Todd Midget's in there, like people that I've known for a long time. Jimmy Nelson is there. So it's cool for me to like kind of sit on the outside. And sometimes I'll throw in a little like trainer-esque, like, hey, remember this, because one of the things I wanted them to do is not just think about the fact that they're a coach, and from a business standpoint, I wanted them to put themselves in a vulnerable position as a customer and really focus on how can you really talk about it?
Yeah.
Because if the way you really talk about it is making yourself vulnerable, connecting to the things you struggle with, connecting to the things that you're successful about. And then there's another woman, Lori, I forget Lori's last name. Do you know Lori's last name?
Stewart?
Lori Stewart. She lives in Dallas. Yeah. So, and I was looking at her before and after picture, and I was like, oh man, like it's amazing to see. And so, I mean, it's just so many positive things happening in there, and I'm just sitting on the outside, and I just like to throw in a little motivation here and there, but they're doing great. And so next Monday, a small group of us are gonna do like a Zoom workout because we'll be together, so it'll be fun. And but yeah, it is inspiring, but I'm also trying to take myself and put myself in the same shoes as a customer as well. So instead of trying to be too trainer-esque, I'm like, okay, I'm going through it with them. These are my before and afters, and so on and so forth. So
Very cool, and I like your shirt. And so that
you
leads
see my
us
muscles
to.
still. Yeah, you
Oh,
see
does
that?
it fit?
Oh my goodness.
We're going to
I'm
launch
just getting crazy.
Apparel on December 4th, which is a couple days after launch, but this is the first time ever that we have products, we have apparel that launch right away. You'll see a picture right there of a couple things. And I'm wearing this lightweight, absolutely comfortable, feels like butter, not a sweatshirt. I think it's more of a long sleeve kind of t-shirt. Feels good. Feels good.
It makes Sandy feel really soft and smooth.
So, do we want to tell prices about these at all or no? How much is this one that I'm wearing? Priceless.
I don't know how much they are, but I say get it anyway.
All right, well, yeah. So that goes live. Let's go. You know what? Let's do a question about Abatak. So let's go back and talk about Abatak.
Okay.
Can we go back to the month one discs, the 5 discs? Because I know that Abatak came on. If you see it on Cardio Challenge, is it?
Yeah, it's under Cardio Challenge. So I'll talk about it again. Abatak is a 10-minute ab workout that is crazy. That's all I can say. It's 10 minutes of just straight core focus. And the thing I love about it, the fact that it is on the Cardio Challenge DVD, is because I still took some things from like Asylum Volume 1 and Asylum Volume 2, where I talk about the work doesn't begin until you get tired. And when you're in this Abatak workout, if you were to do it after you finish Cardio Challenge, you can do it by itself as well. But when you have to use your core when the rest of your body is completely exhausted, that's like the best time to use your core, because you really have to focus on it, and the burn comes faster. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to Abatak or 360 abs or max out abs, all of these workouts, is that a lot of people, it's just like it's the same as maxing out. Like some people are like, I'm not going to max out, I'm not going to max out, I'm not going to max out, I'm not going to max out. But you look crazy doing the move. When it comes to the ab, they're like, I'm not going to max out. And all of a sudden their shoulders are on the floor and the feet are moving like this. It's like, no, the sooner the burn comes, the sooner you get the result. The sooner the burn comes, the sooner you can start fighting for a better result and pushing yourself to that next level.
I think it's great for people that feel, bad that they have to stop when you're not giving them a break. It's like, this is when my body's telling me to stop, but getting right back into it.
Yeah, I understand the whole competitive, not wanting to stop, because I'm extremely competitive. And what I had to learn from myself and from doing these workouts is like, you can't really be competitive when it comes to your body and when your body's reaching its max potential. You have to be smart, because safety is first. So you don't want to do another jump when you can't land softly. So when you actually max out, like I said before, this is like, okay, I finally maxed out. Yeah, you'll be mad that you didn't make it 1 second further. But if you think about it in a way of like, but I actually really pushed my body to a different limit. And so many people out there are afraid, because if you never worked out before and you're like, oh my God, I can't do that, that's so hard, I would be like, yeah, exactly. And most people don't want to work out to the point where it gets hard, but the minute it gets hard is the minute you start seeing results.
Very nice. We're going to start taking questions. We have time, so you guys want to shoot them over to us?
Yes, and there was a question as far as you guys were hitting the calendar, and there's a little bit of talk of 5 days a week. There was 2 questions there. One, which was why 2 days off? What does that mean? And then the other was how many days? How long is this program? How long is Max 30?
Okay, so Max 30 is 60 days. There's no recovery week. Insanity, it's like 63 days or something. It was a recovery week, and you don't need that. The other reason why I recommend 2 days off is, and you will see, by the time you get to Friday fight, you are like, I don't even want to do this. Like it's called Friday fight for a reason, because you have to fight through this movement, and it's so hard. And rest is extremely important. We think that the more you work out, you think that most of the time, the more you work out, the better the result. But there's a such thing as overtraining. And there's a such thing as getting enough rest so that when you start again on Monday, your body feels fresh. And after the first week, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sore. But you're going to wake up on Saturday and you're like, I want to work out. Like, I have to work out. And I'm the first one to tell you, no. In the coach test group, I mentioned Todd Midget's name. Last week I said, don't work out on a Saturday. He's like, but I have someone coming over who wants to try Asylum. I said, don't work out. I'm like coaching through him. What did Todd do? He did the workout. What happened yesterday morning when we were working out? He died. And I'm like, rest, recover your body. Those 2 days are so important. And when your body rests, you got to think of it like this. When you have inflammation in your knees or in your shoulder or any kind of muscle, they say rest and ice, rest and ice. And what that does is brings the inflammation down, and you actually see the muscle again. That's the same thing with your body after a week of 5 days of Insanity Max 30. While you'll see gains in your muscles, while you'll lose weight and you'll see that the results happening, also what happens is on Monday morning when you take those 2 days off, you're really going to see a change in your body because your body had time to connect back with itself to reset so you can start over again and be 100%.
Okay.
Shaun,
Oh.
Can you talk a little about portion control with the nutrition to the max, the nutrition guide, but you also mentioned there's a no time to cook. Can you talk a little bit about that?
No, I can't.
Okay, you can't. Can I go on, Cindy, or do you have the notes there about no time to cook guide?
Oh, I don't have the notes. You have the notes now.
All right.
I mean, I can talk about it, but I'd rather
Sorry.
talk like
So we
educationally.
Okay, yeah, we can pop onto another one. So, what was it? Is Danielle still on the phone? I think there was some
Danielle, are you there?
Any tips that she has from a coaching perspective, how she plans to go about the launch and getting her customers excited?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I'm here.
Oh, look who's
So what-
back. So the question was for you to talk about how to pitch Insanity Max 30 from a coaching perspective.
Okay, great. So the first thing I want to say is please don't be that coach, right? So don't be that coach that on the day of the only thing you talk about is this program, because guess what? People will want to do this program more if you are so authentic about it. So what I would say to you is find one or two things that you're really excited about. Maybe you're excited that you are going to modify. Maybe you're excited that it's 30 minutes. Maybe you think that the really great selling point to somebody is that there are concentrated strength days. Find the thing that you are really excited about and start promoting with just that, because there are so many great features that if you overwhelm people with, oh my gosh, it's 30 minutes, there's strength days, there's a modifier, there's this, there's that, it's so overwhelming. But if you kind of look at your customer base and you say, you look at, maybe it's a man who typically goes to the gym and was worried insanity is too much cardio, and you tell him, no, dude, guess what? There are 2 concentrated strength days. You're going to use your body as your equipment. It's going to help you create lean muscle. Let that be your focus. So one major thing that I really plan on doing is narrowing my focus. And the other thing I plan on doing is using the advanced customer search in my back office and looking at who already is a Shaun T lover, who has bought Shaun T programs before. Because if they have connected with Shaun on another program, they believe in him as the trainer, and so they are going to be really excited about his latest program. So I think those are 2 great places for you to start. Use your customer search and really find out who already loves Shaun T, and then just pick one thing that you're really excited about on the program and start with that as a focus, and then you can move on to all the other great features.
Hey, Danielle, let me ask you a question. Do you feel as though you need to do this program in order for you to talk about the program?
I am a firm believer in trying everything. So while I typically only work out to Shaun's program, I buy every single program that we release, and I do each workout. So to give you an example, the 21-day fix, I didn't do it as an entire program, but I have tried each and every workout, because it's easier for me to speak to it if I've experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think that every coach needs to go through the full 60 days? Not necessarily, but I do think that they should have like a story, a connection with it. So, of course, I want everybody to do the program because I think they'll love it and have amazing results. But if they're not ready to do it, I do think that they should preview every workout, because it gives you a better place to talk about with people. So if somebody says to you, well, tell me more about these strength workouts, and all you have to go on is the product toolkit, while amazing, you're going to be able to give a better reference point. So while I've not gone through the total 21-day fix program, I'm able to actually speak to each individual workout because I've tried it once.
Terrific. Thank you, Danielle. I think we have another question coming from...
Yeah, Kim White had an awesome question. I think there's a little confusion on maxing out. She asked specifically if she maxes out at the 10-minute mark, should she do another workout later in the day because she's maxed out? I think the confusion is, can she get back in and finish the
Oh, cool. So let's talk about maxing out. So maxing out is not, just because you max out doesn't mean you stop. Maxing out, so what happens is throughout the workout, I have these 30-second breaks in there. If you make it to a 30-second break, great, good for you. Maxing out is when you actually max out during the work. So any particular exercise, the first time you have to take a break that I didn't give to you during the workout, you hit your max. So let's talk about, you made it to minute 4.5 and I give you a 30-second break. Great. Then you make it to the next circuit and you can't even make it through the first 30 seconds of the next circuit. Then that means you max out at minute 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Once you max out, you write your time down and you get back into the workout and basically you struggle through the rest of it with having amazing form. And if you're the kind of person that needs to modify the rest of the workout, then modify the rest of the workout. You still complete the full 30 minutes as best you can after you max out, but never push pause. If you need to take a break, take a break. Each and every day you will get stronger.
Okay, another question, Keith?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Shaun, you have a coach test group, and I know there's been some feedback about concern on what happens if I don't lift weights or what, still have muscle. You talk about, you mentioned the strength workouts. What does that mean for them in terms of muscle and strength?
Yeah, so it's so funny because a lot of people have said to me like, oh man, like, I'm gonna feel weird not lifting weight. I'm like, do you understand that if you do this program and the way I've designed it to body strength training, like you'll be able to go to your weights after and actually put up the same weight or maybe a little bit less, but more effectively. Like the muscle that you build, the muscle that you maintain is gonna be real strength because of the control you have over your body. So it's not to say never lift weights again. What I'm saying is you're gonna lean it out. Like my before and after picture, people are like, oh my God, you look leaner. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like I wanna get cut. And it's not that I'm losing muscle, I'm just developing the muscle. And a lot of people think that the bigger you are, the stronger you are. And I can tell you right now, that is not the case. What this is gonna do is gonna lean you out, it's gonna make you more cut. Your abs are gonna be ridiculously ripped. I will say that my legs are more defined and they look bigger in the mirror, but they fit into jeans that I haven't worn in a while. So sometimes it's all an illusion. Don't think just because you're bigger, that means you have to lift weights. I'm telling you, if you can lift your body and you control your body, everything else will be easy.
I'm laughing right now because do you even have a before and after where you're at right now?
I do.
No, I mean, you can still see an after? I mean, there's still improvement there.
And I'll tell you why, because most people think as a trainer, not that, there's no like really crazy before and after. I'm always fit and I always stay fit. But just like everyone else, like when I pulled my calf muscle, I couldn't run, I couldn't jump, I couldn't do this. So what I had to do a lot of yoga style and I had to do a lot of asylum weight training. But the thing is, like, I couldn't get as much cardio in as I wanted to. So then I had to, so now I'm doing Insanity Max 30. Now I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I can get my strength training and I can get the cardio in. I can burn more calories. So, and I go on vacation. You know what I'm saying? I'll put like 3 or 4 pounds on here and there. You know what I'm saying? I keep it cute.
Thanksgiving is coming up. Are you? What's your plan? What's your eating plan?
So Thanksgiving is coming up, and we're gonna be with friends, and most of my meals are gonna be healthy. Like my friend, she was like, "Are we gonna fry the turkey?" I'm like, "No, we ain't frying the turkey," even though it sounds so amazing. But I'm not because I'm in the middle of this test group. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have all healthy dishes except for my mom's baked macaroni and cheese recipe. I'm sorry, I will burn the calories off later. And then my sweet potato pie. It's like sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. I'm like, I'll half up the slice, but I still have to eat that.
Okay, so there's a few rest days after that.
Yeah, I just burn it off. Maybe I'll do a workout and then have max out abs or max out 15 or something like that to like.
Hey, if you work out before Thanksgiving, you can eat a little more, right?
Well, the thing is, Thanksgiving, I'm like, I told, my friends and Scott, who we're gonna be with, I'm like, I'm doing doubles because I refuse. Like some people are like, oh, it's just another day, you don't have to eat that much. Well, where I'm from, you go in, and I'm definitely gonna have a second. So we're eating at 2 o'clock, so at 5:30 I can eat some more food. But I work out twice, so I burn it off.
Any more questions? Okay, we are good. I want to announce that we have a launch date of December 2nd. I've announced it a few times, but I want to also it is what we call a coach exclusive, which means it's on teambeachbody.com through your coaches for 1 week. before it hits beachbody.com. So I know that coaches like to get ahead of the game there. And what I also figured out is that if you order on December 2nd, you'll get it before what I celebrate, Hanukkah. You'll get the program before Hanukkah. And if you order December 15th, by December 15th, you'll get it for Christmas. So before I say goodbye to this guy, I want to congratulate you because last night you were at some pretty powerful event for the top 100 most influential African Americans.
Yeah,
Is
for
that
the Ebony
correct?
Power 100,
For
I
Ebony.
was.
That is very impressive.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, it was really exciting, really fun, and you know, I say thank you to the coaches and to my fans and to all of you guys because you know, for people believing in my message. I mean, I think a lot of people have a message, but for people to connect to the message that I believe in, which is like trust and believe in you, and all things can happen. It was just amazing, but it was really incredible to like as you know the show was going on and they would flash the pictures, and I'm like in the same you know stream as like Oprah. I'm like, this is really cool, and I'm at some
And
amazing.
I bet she was saying the same thing. I'm next to Shaun.
You know, it's so funny. Like a lot of celebrities, like we were walking down the red carpet, and do you know Wayne Brady?
Yes.
So Wayne Brady is like every interview he goes, he's like, "Do you guys know that Shaun T's here tonight?" And it was like
Oh, that's
so
cool.
cool because I got to,
very
you
cool.
know, and I got to hang out with him a little bit, and you know, it's always fun. And just you know, just speaking of that and influential African Americans, just last week, Missy Elliott called me. I'm sure a lot of
Yeah,
people
we
noticed she
saw
got
that.
amazing success with T25, and so we finally had a conversation, and she is so cool, and
Yeah.
it was just it's really cool because like people that I've been fans of for a long time, and now
fans
you know
of
they're
yours.
recognizing my work, which is really humbling and fun. So.
Well, it's
Thank you.
been incredible success for you, and may it keep on going for a long, long time. We love
Thank
you.
you.
Congratulations.
Oh, I love you guys too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks everybody for joining the webinar. We are going to post this in the Coach Online office in a few days, and it will be captioned. So that's it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you at launch date.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Thanksgiving.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much.
Love you.